Okay, so this is going to be an accompaniment for the video that is right there. The rack and pinion replacement. So I got a question on that video in the comments regarding this this cross member, this bolt right here. So the problem with it is, this is going to be the passenger side, is that it doesn't come out because it hits the oil pan there. So that being the case, you can't do it without removing. You can't take that bolt out without destroying it without taking out the oil pan. So I wanted to add this quick video just to kind of say, you know, what you're signing on for. I highly recommend against it if you aren't doing anything with the lubrication system, to just not touch it. If you can avoid taking this bolt out, avoid it, because it is going to be a pain. But if you do need to do it for whatever reason, the threads are messed up, whatever, here's kind of what to look forward to, or what you can expect. And what I'll do is, I'll maybe add or update the video at a later time with pictures from underneath. Right now it's raining, so I can't take those. So what we're looking at, so this is going to be the top view of the oil pan, and then this is going to be the passenger side view. So this is going to be the sump, and the sump here. So that's the front, just to kind of orient what you're looking at. So there's going to be 18 bolts 18 little bolts that go around, as well as there's going to be a little dowel that's going to be like either here or here. It's on one of these corners. I think it's this corner. But the main problem with removing this is that it has a large piece that goes around the whole size of it. It's a baffle, and it kind of keeps, it's a flat plate, and it acts as the gasket. So instead of just having a thin gasket that goes around this, it has a full metal piece, which this is the siphoning tube for the oil. It bolts through that, this bolts to it, and we'll talk about that in a second. But you're going to have to take that off. Just because you're taking it off, in and of itself isn't an issue. However, in order to remove this, to replace it, if it gets ruined or if it gets messed up through trying to take off this, you'll have to replace the whole thing, which, in order to take off the oil pan, you have to jack up the engine, meaning you have to take out the motor mounts, you have to do a bunch of other work. So you start here, so you say you take off all these bolts. Then what you're going to have is we'll go to this picture, this is going to be the siphoning tube, so your oil pump's going up here, it's pulling all the oil that's settled down here, it's pulling it up and out. So you have two bolts right here, they're on each side of the tube, that bolt through the baffle into the block. And then you have this bolt right here that has a little O-ring right here, and it bolts up there. So if you just recently had it replaced, maybe you could get away with it, because all you would have to do is, once you loosen it, and then you would be able to get enough room in order to pull this out and put a new one in if that's what you wanted to do. But you could ruin it, and if you do that, then you're going to leak oil. It's going to be a mess. So you have these two bolts that are going to be right here. When I did mine, it hadn't been done for some time, so it was basically adhered to the block. It was very difficult to get it out. But once I could do that, once you get this separated, get these bolts out, you can actually just drop everything out, and then it's sitting there, but then you have to lift the engine up to give it space to slide it out. But yeah, I'll post a picture. So I'll post a picture as far as what the baffle looks like, and maybe some bottom views. I'll follow up with that later. But just to kind of give you a heads up or an idea, you know, it's possibly going to be a project just to get this bolt out. So again, I don't recommend it, but if you need to do it, you need to do it. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you want to look some future videos, well, go ahead and subscribe, and I'm going to post some more here. And then I'm also starting up some new things. So with this is a race drone. So I'm going to start posting videos on race drone stuff. So keep an eye out for those, and I hope this was helpful. Bye.